Hello, Flip the Pharmacy coaches and pharmacy staff. My name is Brooke Kalusich, and I am a third-year student pharmacist at the University of Pittsburgh School of Pharmacy. Today, I'm going to summarize the Flip the Pharmacy change package for November, and I'd also like to welcome the new pharmacies of Cohort 2 who will be joining us on this new progression. The goals of this video are to take the contents of the November change package and put them in a format that is easy to quickly watch and share with your pharmacy team members. The change packages are very comprehensive, and there is certainly a lot of great information to unpack. And I invite everyone to go take a look at the full change package, but for right now, we are just going to zero in on a few main focus points, review some actionable steps for your pharmacy team, and share some really excellent supplemental materials and best practices from other pharmacies that will definitely be helpful for your pharmacy in this domain. As I mentioned, we now have cohorts 1 and 2 following along with us this month, which means there are varying degrees of experience. So I will do my best to point out areas where you can tailor the workplace innovations to scale up or down based on the needs of your pharmacy. So just to put us on the roadmap here and gain a sense of where we are at in the Flip the Pharmacy program, November marks month 1 of the immunization and diabetes progression. We will be covering domains 1 and 4 this month. Domain 1 involves leveraging the appointment-based model, and domain 4 involves optimizing technology and the eCare plan. This month, the primary focus is on providing immunizations in your pharmacy in a way that doesn't interrupt your workflow. As far as workflow innovations, we want to be proactive when it comes to screening patients for which vaccines they have had and which ones they still need, leveraging the appointment-based model, taking care of immunization consent paperwork ahead of time, and of course, tying that back into our medication synchronization program. I broke the change package down into 3 major focus points. The first is how we can be proactive about assessing our patients' immunization needs, ultimately with the goal of increasing the number of immunizations we are providing. Secondly, we want to take control of our workflow and leverage the appointment-based model to streamline the scheduling process. Thirdly, we want to continue expanding our MedSync programs and get creative about new ways to engage patients. So let's dive into focus point number 1, immunization screening to increase the number of immunizations we are providing in our pharmacies. So first things first, it never hurts to review educational materials surrounding immunizations and guidelines and share them with your pharmacy team. The change package has several links to vaccine schedules and apps and webinars that you can access for free. Now is also a good time to start rethinking the vaccines that you are providing in your pharmacy. Maybe it's time to expand, or maybe you're planning to keep providing the ones you had prior to COVID-19. Either way, you want to make sure you have the immunizations on hand by ordering through your supplier or wholesaler, and also consider additional safety measures needed during COVID-19. Also, we want to think about new ways we can engage the pharmacy staff in immunization screening. Although pharmacy technicians cannot administer vaccines in Pennsylvania, pharmacy technicians and student pharmacists can definitely be assets in organizing consent forms, documenting immunizations, faxing the PCPs, etc. The change package also includes this great tool called the Patient Encounter Documentation Form, and it can really serve as a form for immunization screening, a vehicle for eCare plan documentation, and also a bag tag. The second focus point takes us to leveraging the appointment-based model. This is one of the workflow innovations that the change package refers to as advanced. So this is a great next step if you are ready to take your immunization services to the next level outside of assessing and screening patients. That said, the appointment-based model is really the key to regaining control of the workflow in your pharmacy. You can use one of the HIPAA-compliant scheduling platforms to enable patients to schedule their immunization appointments online and fill out the consent paperwork ahead of time. There are several free options linked in the change package and in the accompanying summary newsletter, so I'd encourage everyone to check those out. Once you're all set up with your new scheduling system, get the word out to your patients. Here is a great example from Duval Family Drugs. They created this handout with instructions to schedule an immunization appointment and included it with each prescription. Their template is shared in the change package along with a tool to generate a QR code to link directly to your pharmacy scheduling site. It's really easy and it's a great way to advertise this service. Last but not least, let's discuss our third focus point, engaging new patients in MedSync. MedSync is more than autofill. It is a proactive patient care approach to align all of the patient's refills to a single appointment date each month. Ultimately, we want to work our way up to processing 30 to 50% of our prescription fills through MedSync. It sounds daunting, but there are some great tactics to setting weekly goals that can be found in the change package. For example, enrolling new patients on slow days, or maybe focusing on patients with one health condition at a time. We also want to think about how we can slide MedSync into our conversations with patients. We want to stay away from the phrases in gray that might make it sound like a sales pitch or use jargon like medication synchronization that the patient might not understand. Rather, try to use current circumstances to initiate a more natural conversation. You've done this for other patients. It will save them a trip in the pandemic, ensure that we have their medication in stock, etc. Some really great talking points to consider here. You can also tie in MedSync to the appointment-based model. When you call patients to let them know their monthly MedSync is ready, review their immunizations beforehand, and when you have them on the phone, see if they'd like to set up an appointment when they pick up their prescriptions. To wrap things up, here's the eCare plan goal for the month. We want to shoot for 5 eCare plans in November alone, and then a total of 10 between October and the end of the year. If you have a little bit more experience with eCare plans, you're encouraged to strive for 25. In conclusion, here are some of the Flip the Pharmacy resources I mentioned, and plenty more information can be found in the full November change package. Also, be sure to check out the written summary newsletter and podcast summary as well. If you find these summary resources helpful, please let us know in the survey found on page 2 of the summary newsletter. I hope you found this useful and wish you the best of luck at your pharmacy this month. Thanks for watching.